Hey crafty people, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd, because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. Over the years I've dabbled in most types of crafting, although for the past decade or so I've been doing primarily card making and mixed media art. I've recently embarked on a junk journaling journey that I hope you'll join me on. Today we are going to create a Christmas tag shape booklet using a digital kit by Tracy Fox at LoveJunkJournals. Let's get crafting! Okay, so to create our little tag-shaped mini booklet, I am using a Tracy Fox digital kit, and it's the Advent Tags 2022 kit, and she's loves junk journals on Etsy. I'll leave a link to the kit down below. And I've already printed them out and cut them all out, and then realized they aren't all the same size, but I have some ideas for how I may address that. And I'll do a quick flip through of all the ones that I'm using for this project, and I'll list below which days they are. And I picked out, I believe there's 12 all together. I also printed and cut out the triple tag, and I'm gonna cut this one apart so that I can use it for the front and back of the little booklet we're making. So the tags in the kit come doubled up, presumably so you can fold them like this, glue them together, and have them double-sided. We are going to do something a little different in our folding to create this project. I'm going to pull out my scoreboard. So I'm just going to go ahead and score on the score line, but instead of folding this way, I'm going to fold all of my tags right sides together. And this will make sense when we get further along in the process, but I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of the tags and come back. And you may hear my dog groaning in the background. He had a dental appointment yesterday and had a tooth extracted, so he is a sad puppy today. So now that I've got everyone folded, I've got to decide what order I want them to appear in my little booklet. Now, everything does not line up perfectly, but I have some ideas for what we're going to do to address that issue after we decide what order everyone's going to go in. So what we're going to end up doing is gluing these together to create the booklet. And so we're going to go down for each one, we're going to do that. And now when you do the gluing, you can decide to not glue it all the way around and leave pockets. You can do a pocket at the top, right? If you only glue down the sides and the bottom, you can have a top pocket. If you do along the top and the bottom, you can have a side pocket. So I'm going to make some decisions about that as well. Now, for those that don't line up exactly with the tag they're gluing to, like this guy, who's a little too short, we can either put a decorative strip on the piece it's getting glued to, or attach a piece to the bottom of the smaller tag, or we could even do some stenciling on them. I think I'm going to do a variety of options for making up for the fact that it's too short. And so I'm going to make some decisions off camera as to what I want to do to address the fact that some of my tags are shorter than the others, and also where I want to stick pockets when I glue things together. And then I will come back and we will start doing that. Okay, so I've made all sorts of decisions and have attached things together so that we can start assembling this guy. I think I'm going to wait to do the front and back until I've done all the stuff in the middle. So for this one, I have decided I am gonna leave the top open as a tuck spot. Hold on, my dogs are going crazy. But before I glue this one to this one, I'm gonna ink around. And please excuse my dogs because, you know, they've been quiet all afternoon and I sit down to start filming and they decide it's time to start barking. All right, so I'm just gonna take a scratch piece of paper to keep my work surface mostly clean. Grab a brush and my ink. I'm just grabbing Rustic Wilderness Distress ink and I'm just gonna ink the edges of this piece in case anything's sticking out when I glue, if it doesn't quite line up right. And probably after everything's glued together, I'm gonna go in and ink all of the edges. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing, only with red on this one. All right, so we are gonna glue these guys together, and I am gonna use art glitter glue for this. I'm trying to decide. No, I think I'm gonna leave the whole top open. So I'm just gonna glue down this side, the bottom, and along this side to stick them together. Now you, of course, could take this to a sewing machine and stitch them together. But I'm not the best seamstress. So I'm gonna go with glue because it's faster and easier, and actually I think I'm gonna switch from my art glitter glue to my Barely Arts glue because Barely Arts gives you a little bit more wiggle room if you need to adjust than art glitter glue does. So the next one I decided was going to be a side tuck. That's how I paper clipped everything together. And this piece is smaller than the green piece, so I've picked out a piece of music paper that I am going to stick along the bottom to cover up the spot I missed. All right, I am going to ink this guy. I'll be right back. Okay, so I inked this one and I inked the next one, so we can go ahead and do that. And actually I want to ink, I think, along the edges of this strip. Trying to decide the easiest way to do this to make sure I've got it in the right spot. So I'm just gonna run a bead of glue on the bottom of the tag. And actually, I think I decided I was just going to have it be a smaller pocket because this paper I printed out on a lighter weight, like copy paper. So it's not going to be as durable. I'm just going to come in, get it all the way into that corner. And trim it off. Of course, I inked this edge and I trimmed that edge off. The bottom's glued down, and now I'm gonna glue the top on, oh, and along the back. So we're just gonna run a bead of glue along the back and across the top. So now we've got a side tuck over here. And I'm gonna go deal with some dogs. And I'm gonna use decorative edge scissors to trim the top. So that'll attach like that on this tag. And I'm trying to decide, was I gonna straight glue or was I gonna leave an opening at the top? I think I was gonna straight glue it because I wasn't gonna have a pocket for every single side because that might get a bit much. So we're gonna just glue this piece to this piece and then add this piece, which is double-sided. And I forgot I need to trim that bit off. All right, so let's go ahead and just glue the sucker together. And then we'll attach this piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead of glue along the very bottom of this and along the decorative edge of that so that it should get a good, it should attach well. Line it up with the bottom of the other pieces. There we go. And I'm just going to trim off the excess over here. All right. So there we go. We've got those pages on. Next page. All right, so I have ink and lace. I'm gonna ink this so that the ink will show. And then put a piece of lace down at the bottom. All right, let's get some ink out and an eraser. And for this one, I'm gonna do a top pocket again. Now that's a little bit much extra overhang, so I'm probably gonna trim that off. Okay, so for this one, again, we're gonna put lace at the bottom, but we also have a bit of overhang this way because this tag for some reason is narrower than any of the other ones. So I've got this scrap bit that's going to go, ooh, no, it does not work. I was thinking it was going on that side, I think, when I grabbed it. All right, I'm gonna need to grab something else. Okay, I realized what I meant when I said ink and lace. I'm gonna put lace here. The strip I grabbed is going to go down here, and the lace is gonna go down the side. So I'm gonna glue this piece to this piece. And of course I did that and glued all along the piece that's gonna be exposed, but that's okay. We're gonna cover that with some lace. And on the bottom, we're gonna use this strip. But I think I have enough room to do fancy scissors across the top. First, I am gonna mark off where I need to cut across. and mingle it all to heck. Let's try that again. Okay, that's much better. Did I go far enough? I did. So I'm just going to use the piece I mangled to cut down to size. And I am going to ink the edges just in case, because I've got a little bit of mangly bits still showing. So again, gonna run glue along the decorative edge and along the bottom here and here. Grab some paper towel to get up any glue seepage. And now I need to ink that, which I should have done before I attached it, but too late now. All right, I'm gonna come back and do the lace after we attach everybody. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. All right, next one. So I'm gonna start by inking this. All right, I'm gonna just try doing it with scissors. The nice thing about principles is if you mess them up, you can just print them again. Well, that is not straight. All right, got some extra room. I can straighten this up. Okay, so I'm gonna run a line of glue here and on top of here, just to add a little extra in. And then I'm gonna line it up with the bottom. Okay, now for the next one, let's see. We did no pocket here. We did top pocket here. So this one should be a side pocket. I'm gonna start by attaching this piece. I'm gonna ink that and ink this first. To make this easier, I am just gonna basically glue it down and just trim off on this side instead of worrying about how high up and all of that good stuff. There we go, and now all I have to do is trim this piece off. And attach the tag. And we're doing a side tuck, so I'll do it along the top and along the bottom and the inside edge. And there's way more overhang than I want, so I'm going to trim that up. We've got a side pocket. Next one. I think again, because this one's kind of collagey, I'm going to put the paper behind. So what I will probably do, this is going to be a top tuck. I'm going to attach it to the bottom of this page. Now I need to ink this one. Okay, since it's going to be a top loading pocket, we're just going to ink down the spine, across the bottom, and up this side. And then we're gonna line this up and stick it down. Check and make sure everything's lined up good. Yep, that looks good. I just love this tag. It's so pretty. Such a pretty Christmassy tree. All right, moving right along. We've got this one. And we're gonna use a piece of this, which I think I'm gonna have overlap. And I'm actually planning on using it on both sides for this one. But I'm gonna ink first. I'm gonna get out my paper trimmer to straighten up this edge. And I'm gonna mark where I wanna cut over here and off the bottom. So that I can cut this straight. This should be a side pocket for this one. So I am going to, I think what I'm going to do first is attach this and then add our piece once it's attached. Because I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. So again, it's going to be a side tack. So I'm going to do glue on the top, glue on the folded edge, glue on the bottom. I'm going to ink the back of this so I don't have to worry about it showing. There we go. And I just think this paper is so beautiful. And I'm gonna trim up the edges along here to make that look neater. And I don't remember if this was, actually no, I'm pretty sure this is an Artymaze kit. I'll do some double checking and put everything in the description box down below. The tags are LoveJunkJournals, but some of the, like, these bits and that paper are from different digital kits. I know this one's a HappinessinCrafting digi kit, so I'll double check what I used and make sure I list it down below. All right, up next, we're getting there. We've only got 1, 2, 3 more, and then the back and the front to do. All right, so we're gonna start by attaching this strip, and I'm gonna line it up with this side and glue it down and then trim off. And I grabbed this paper to go down here, but I think I missed the fact that this tag is narrower. But what I think I'm gonna do is just cover that with lace and have this be a straight up glued on tag. Start by inking and cutting this down, and I'll be back. All right, so I tried cutting this on my thing and making it straight, and it's so not straight. So we're just gonna glue it on here and trim it up after it's glued down. Okay, now we're just gonna glue this down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this again on this side. And wait, no, these are both too short. Yes, okay. Okay, I need to ink and let a dog out, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and finished up all of the inking. And now what I'm gonna do is attach this to the tag at the same height that the stripe pieces on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and then I'll trim it to size after I glue it on. There we go. Not exactly straight, because yeah. Much better. Okay, so this tag is gonna go on here. And I decided to mix things up and do it red, and we're gonna attach lace on this side and on this side to finish those edges off so it's a little less noticeable that they're out of whack. And then I'm also gonna use this piece. Okay, so I'm just going to attach it down and then trim it off. I think what I'm going to do is grab a craft knife and use that. Okay. And this one, again, I'm just gonna attach it straight on, and ooh, we're gonna trim that up in a sec. Since we've got to add lace along there and there. And again, I think it might be easier if I grab a craft knife, probably a ruler. Oh, or not. There we go. It's good enough. All right, let's attach this one. All right, and I'm gonna try and trim this straight. Well, that's straight-ish, and there'll be lace. It will cover up the fact that it may not be as straight as it should be. Okay. So we've got one more to attach, and I've got Another strip of this to go on the bottom. And again, I think I'm gonna do some decorative trimming. I am not thrilled. Like, those decorative scissors do not like, this is a cardstock. I think it's 65 pound. They do not like it. All right, let's ink the edges since those got slightly mangled. All right, and let's see, no pocket there, no pocket there. Side pocket. Wait, no, did I do a top pocket? No, that's straight attached, that's straight attached. So we're due for a top pocket for this last one. And I think I'm just going to attach this to this and then attach the bottom piece. I think that will be the easiest way to do it. We'll add this piece down at the bottom. There we go. All right, now we just have to do the front and back, and this sucker is assembled. Now I realized I had the triple tag, so I just cut them all out and cut them apart, and they're a little short, but I figured what I can do is stick it down, mark where I need to cut it off, and then just use the rest for the back. So I'm gonna scooch that over because I want to leave a little extra. And since I want a straight edge for the bottom, I will use my trimmer for this. All right, so I'll glue this down at the bottom. And then I can glue this down on top of that. And it's almost seamless. And of course, I forget to ink for the very, well, almost very last one. And I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna ink this time. So again, I'm just gonna mark a spot a little bit above where I need. And this time, since it doesn't matter if it's straight or not, I'm just gonna take out scissors and chomp that off and glue this piece down. Glue this piece down. Bit of overhang, and I'll clean that up. And there we go, it's assembled. except for adding some lace in spots. And I think what I may do is put a piece of lace, possibly, is it thick enough? It is. I may decide to do Tim Holtz fabric tape just to clean up, because it's not all perfectly lined up, but if we put something over it, you won't even notice that it's slightly off. And I think what I'm going to use, since I've got it sitting out on my desk, is this fabric tape. I'm just going to wrap it around somewhat evenly. Or not at all straight at all. Like that. That's so much neater looking on the outside, and everything's moving. I'm just double checking to make sure, you know, everything still moves well. And yeah, I like that as a finishing touch there. I may add some lace too, because I think that would be really pretty and cover up the fact that this is way not straight. So I'm gonna go hunt up some lace and I'll be back. So I've gone ahead and picked out some lace and trims for finishing off the pages in our tag-shaped little booklet. And for this page, I decided, because we've got the white snowflakes on the page, to just keep the lace white. So we're going to glue that down using Fabri-Tac. For this page, I am going to use this trim. I think I picked it up at Michael's. Yes, I did. I picked it up at Michael's. And I'm just going to run it down the side like that. And again, I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac. Grab some fabric scissors and I'll trim it off. Going to add a little bit more glue to keep this from, not necessarily going to fray, but like unwind more. And then I'm going to trim up at the top. Again, I'm just going to add a little bit more because of the shape of this trim. Little loops start coming undone, so just to keep it from doing that, I'm going to add a little bit more Fabri-Tac there. This page. And I think what I'm going to do for this one is mix it up and put the red along this side where we've got the green underneath, and do the green on this side. Now this lace started out white, and I just used my Distress Spray stains in Rustic Wilderness and Lumberjack Plaid to dye the lace. Now, if you don't have the Distress sprays, you can use Distress ink pads. You just need to smush them on a craft mat and then spritz them with water. It's just a little easier to dye with the sprays because they're already in a liquid form. And then you just smush your lace around in the ink until it's colored how you want it, and then just set it out to dry somewhere. Again, just adding Fabri-Tac, This needs to be stretched a little. Trim off up here where it's a little messy looking. So we've got that side, and now we'll do the other side. Just make sure when you're gluing that you don't glue your pages together by accident. Just clean up the top bit. There we go. Our tag-shaped mini booklet is finished. All right, and now just a quick flip through of the booklet. So here's our front cover. On this page, we've got a pocket up top. This page, we've got a side pocket. This page, we did not do a pocket. This one, we did a top pocket. Again, we skipped a pocket on this one. For this one, we did a side pocket. No pocket. Oh no, top pocket. I was gonna say, I think we did a top pocket here. So we've got a top pocket up here, over here. This one's a side. So we've pretty much alternated between side and top. And this one I've kind of glued together. So this one, no pocket. I think this one was also a no pocket because of doing the lace. This one should have a pocket. Yes, top pocket. This one's got a top pocket. And this is our back, which has no pocket, or our last page, and then there's the back. Now, I don't have time to decorate this in this video, but I will be posting a video soon where I decorate this up and create tags and journaling cards and such to go in the various pockets. It won't be the next video after this because I just don't have the time to get this finished for posting on Saturday, but probably the video after that. So if you want to be sure you don't miss that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you will be notified when I post new videos. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. That really helps me with my channel and with my content getting out there. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.